Katy Perry playing something special to open MAS. Nashville 1080. Katy Perry is on a 4-week journey that snakes around the world, including stops in Amsterdam, Australia, and Japan. She's got journey to go before crossing the Atlantic Ocean to Miami, and then east coast the continent to Los Angeles. I am probably not going to be able to tell you what day of the week it is or what time it is because I will have lived in so many different time zones, Perry said. She's got one date memorized, November 24th. That's when the 29-year-old pop star will open the American Music Awards with her new single, Unconditionally. Her performance will be announced Wednesday, along with appearance with Jennifer Lopez, in tribute to Celia Cruz and TLC, and the pop star said in a phone interview. She plans to step up in what she believes is her first chance to open an awards show. You will take that into consideration, and you are kind of like setting the tone for everyone in the voting. So you always bring out the big guns in the beginning, Perry said. Later adding, I always seem to be flying in on something or coming out of something. I like to Anthony the Pit. I really do. Perry, Lopez, and TLC, which will feature an announced guest, will be joined in performance by many of the year's top stars, including Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus, Luke Bryan, and One Direction. Pitbull will host the show to air live from Los Angeles and ABC. Perry says Unconditionally is her favorite song from her new album, Prison, which opened at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart 3 weeks ago with 285,800 copies sold. So far this year, she's boxed under New York's Brooklyn Bridge and MTV's Video Music Awards, and she becomes a human maple on the network's European Music Awards this Sunday. She didn't want to give away too much about the performance, but the song is about unconditional love and not really geared to pyrotechnics. Let's just say it's a beautiful narrative that I learned about my travels. Actually, while I was in Japan. How about that? Paris said. That would probably give you some insight into the story, I guess, of this performance coming out. Wahlberg shoots down Carol Dawson compassion. Los Angeles AP Mark Wahlberg says his family won't be the new Kardashians. Wahlberg will appear in a new unscripted A&E series about family-owned restaurants. Wahlberg alongside his mother and brothers, Tony and Paul, but the actor and producer shoots down any comparison to the other famous set of reality TV series. No, it is very different. It is very different. Nothing against that. They have been hugely successful, he said in an interview Tuesday before the premiere of his war film Long Survival. It is just about building a family business. It's just very different, very different. In Long Survival, Wahlberg portrayed Navy SEAL mercenary part of a mission gone wrong in the mountains of Afghanistan in 2005. 19 Americans were killed in a firefight and helicopter rescue attempt. So now retired from the military, wrote a best-selling book about his experience and attended the AFI Fest Pavilion in Hollywood. I thought there was pressure playing Mickey Mouse in the fighter. And then I signed on to play Marcus, Wahlberg said. Considering what he and his team members went through and what they sacrificed and the amount of loss that was suffered by their family, there was a lot of pressure to get it right and make them proud. The film, decorated by Peter Berg, also starred Taylor Kitsch, Ben Foster, and Emily Hirsch. It is set to open wide on January 10th, while the Wahlberg's TV series begins airing later that month. Wahlberg, 42, stars in the next Transformers film and is producing an Entourage movie set out to start shooting next year. He said the Entourage story won't pick up right where the HBO series ended 2 years ago. It will be a little further down the line. He is hoping to at least equal the big screen output of another popular HBO series, Sex and the City, which made 2 movies. We want to make a big hit that the fan base and a new audience can enjoy. And then we want to do it again and not mess it up, he said, which is not an easy thing to do. But you know, we have been doing it for quite some time, and the shows I always felt just got better and better. Boston AP gangster James Winnie Berger has heard from the families of some of the people he was convicted of killing. Now he will finally hear his punishment. Berger, 84, faced a sentence of life in prison after being convicted in a string of murders in the 1970s and 80s, as well as extortion, money laundering, and weapon charges. Federal prosecutors have asked a judge to sentence him to 2 consecutive lifetime plus 5 years. Berger's lawyers declined to recommend the sentence, saying Burger His history was a sham. The 84-year-old South Boston crime boss will almost certainly spend the rest of his life behind bars. Judge Dennis Chapels will formally impose his sentence Thursday. On Wednesday, 1,000 relatives of murder victims gave exact statement in court, calling Berger a terrorist, a punk, and even Satan. Berger said no facts and refused to look at them or to make a statement of his own. The son of a man who was gunned down by Berger in 1974 addressed Berger as Satan and described how his father, a member of a rival gang, first disappeared in 1974 but wasn't found until decades later when his body was discovered in a watery grave. See, McGonk was 11 when his father Paul disappeared. He said Berger called his family's house the following year and said, "Your father won't be coming home for Christmas." When he said, "Who is this?" Berger responded, "Santa Claus." McGonk said, "You are domestic terrorist fueled by a great and a sickening evil." McGonk said, several family members placed corrupt FBI agents for protecting Berger for years while he was working simultaneously as a crime boss and an FBI informant who reached out of the rival New England Mafia and other crime groups. David Weir, the son of Chusha Akla, businessman who was shot by between the eyes by a hitman for Berger's gang, given a blistering condemnation of both the FBI and the Justice Department, which successfully argued to have his family's wrongful death lawsuit dismissed on the ground that was filed too late. They are as responsible for the murder as the defendant here sitting before you, Will said. Former Boston FBI agent John Connolly Jr., Berger's handler when he was an informant, was sentenced to 10 years in prison after being convicted to tipping the case off ahead of an indictment. After receiving the tip in 1994, Berger fled Boston and remained a fugitive for more than 16 years until he was captured in Santa Monica, California in 2011. Connolly was later convicted of second-degree murder in Florida. For leaking information to Berger led to the staying of a gambling executive. Berger claimed during his trial that a now deceased federal prosecutor has given him immunity to commit crimes in exchange for Berger's offer to protect him from the mafia. The judge refused to allow Berger to use that claim as a defense to his long list of crimes, including murders. A jury convicted Berger in 11 out of the 19 claims he was charged with participating in during the 1970s and 80s, but acquitted him of 7 crimes and issued a non-finding in the murder of 26-year-old Deborah Davis, the girlfriend of his former partner, Stephen the Rifleman Fleming. Global Touring Guitar Project come to Motown, Detroit, AP. Global Touring acoustic guitar has been passing through the hands of songwriters from Hansky to Haiti, Bogota to the Big Apple. Now, Detroit, home to the modern sound, modern technology, and the Queen of Soul, has its own circulating amount of song musicians. There's a different guitar in each city, but the premise of the acoustic guitar project is the same. Give the guitar to a songwriter for a week, in which he must compose and record a song, and upload the recording and a photo with the guitar. The instrument then is signed and delivered to another artist. The project creator Jeff Adams originally intended for one guitar to travel everywhere, but the first one never left New York, where he lives, so the project evolved, incorporating multiple guitars crisscrossing continents, and led Adams to Detroit, the place he was born and raised. Now Adams is discovering that each creation provides a soundtrack for the city, especially this one, which is trying to get its groove back. It just feels like I'm getting a little pieces of Detroit with every musician, like going to a Detroit smorgasbord and tasting all the flavors, said Adams, who works in advertising when he isn't traveling the world with guitars. The fifth poem on the project's itinerary is Poland, a pit stop. It is also the site of another project of Adams, a crowdfunded TV pilot about the guitars. Owners contributed $20,000 and picked Detroit as the destination for Adams' homecoming. He selected 1,000 musicians and had a guitar custom built for the city. Detroit President Pliny Stoney said once the instrument was in hand, he was inspired to write a song, My Own Rules. I was sitting right here, and I just came up with the melody for it, Stoney said from her loft apartment near downtown. The song is personal but speaks to the city's struggles in a lilting, soulful voice. She sings, I have been down a long, long road, still got much longer to go. I knew my role from the start to live from my house, and nothing can change that, nothing at all. Another songwriter, Quentin Alexander, embraced the city and its creative ethos. He took the guitar wherever he went, shared it with musicians, and connected with the project in a way that no other musician has. Adam said. Seeing black men craft an instrument love song that incorporated his passion for global sound led to reflect the music of the city that is long been a mash-up of culture from Appalachia to Armenia, black men's ancestral homeland. For Adams, the ride began with a New Year's resolution and a party. About 2 years ago, the host distributed little notebooks and told everyone to write down their plans for the coming years. He wrote, "I'm going to be an artist this year." A few months later, he was relaxing in his living room with a friend who Adam said would often write a song on the spot, but spent 2 years producing it. Adam grabbed a recorder, put it in front of his friend, and posted a new song on YouTube. "I want to hear more of what is real in music, with its flaws," Adam said. Adam envisioned the project developing into a creative platform with a musical channel and multiple simultaneous projects worldwide. He hoped he is helping songwriters everywhere, but he is especially excited about the sonic ambience it's stalking in motion. Things truly change in Detroit. When I go home and see it is exciting. There is a real sense that something great is happening, he said. Michelle Obama recalls being told she'd never get into Princeton. First Lady Michelle Obama attends two of America's finest schools, Princeton University and Harvard Law School. But on Tuesday, he told a group of underprivileged Washington, D.C. high schoolers, many of whom are hoping to be the first in their family to go to college, that she once faced many of the same challenges and dropped a statement. "I was willing to do whatever it took for me to go to the college," Mrs. Obama said. "Yet some of my teachers stood up told me that I was setting my sights too high. They told me I was never going to get into a school like Princeton. Nobody was going to take my hand and lead me to where I needed to go. Instead, it was going to be up to me to reach my goal. I would have to chart my own course." Speaking to the sophomores at Belmont Monoculture High School, Obama talked about riding the city bus across Chicago an hour each way to high school, forming close relationships with her teachers and administrators, pursuing leadership opportunities, and starting to have the strongest academic record possible so that she could attend her dream school, Princeton. Mrs. Obama was totaling her husband's North Star goal led by the year 2020. America will once again have the highest proportion of college graduates in the world. But she told the students that no matter what the president does, no matter what your teacher and principals do, or whatever is going on in your family, in your home or in your neighborhood. The person with the biggest impact on your education is you. More than anything else, she added. Meeting the 2020 goals is going to take young people like all of you across the country stepping up and taking control of your education. Mrs. Obama stressed that a commitment to education would create a better future for both the students and the country, no matter the obstacles. We come with the internal doubt in our heads, where we wonder whether we good enough, are we smart enough, are we prepared for these opportunities? And I found that for me, I had to get off my own way, she said. Most importantly, when I encountered obstacles, when people told me I wasn't going to cut it, I didn't let it stop me. In fact, I did the opposite. I used their negativity to fuel me, to keep me going. And at the end, I got into prison, and that was one of the proudest days of my life. It is not your circumstances that define your future, she said. It is your attitude. Charlie's ready for pension, still in life job. London AP. Prince Charlie claimed the government pension he qualified for when he turned 65 on Thursday, but he still hasn't started the job he was born to do. The eldest son of Queen Elizabeth II has been here to the throne since his mother began a monarchy in 1952 when he was 3. He is the longest reigning heir apparent in Queen's history, overtaking Queen Victoria's son Edward. 2 years ago. Charles became a grandfather earlier this year with the birth of Prince George, the first child to Prince William and his wife, Kate. Palace officials said Wednesday that Charlie will contribute the government's pension to a charity that helps elderly people. The future team is entitled to about £110 $175 per week because of his service in the Royal Navy and the volunteer contribution he has made. As Prince of Wales, he certainly doesn't need to the pension fund. He enjoys control of the lucrative Duchy of Cornwall, a vast holding established in 1337 by King Edward II to provide income for his health. If Prince Charlie Williams each year. The prince, who is accompanied by his wife, Camilla, will mark his milestone representing his mother at the Commonwealth Head of Government meeting in Sri Lanka after spending part of the day in India. For the cats, the Queen has attended the meeting and Joy Little, managing editor of Majesty magazine, said that Charlie saw taking her place as quite a momentous occasion. Stepping in for the Queen has become more common in recent years in as Elizabeth, 87, has gradually reduced her international travel. Her husband, Prince Philip, 92, has also reduced his public appearance following a series of medical setbacks.